Hello. Hi, everyone. My name is Anthony Kazoop. I'm the chair of the Toronto Audio Engineering Society, and we just finished up our general meeting, and I apologize, I had to delete this YouTube and create another one because I'm not a YouTube expert on this. So I've created a second stream, and I apologize. I'm gonna try to do that. Tonight's meeting is a variety of visits and tours with various supporters of the Toronto Audio Engineering Society. The first visitor, we visit with the EMS with Jeff Walpert, who was able to give us a little tour of the current running of the EMS shop. He's provided He's provided some visits with us earlier this year, so he's talked about his EMS shop. So we figured, we gotta finally go visit this. And we visited Yorkville Sound, provided us a tour. And why do we do these tours? Well, hopefully in the new year, we get to go places, and we get to go see people, and tonight's meeting has, I was able to go a couple places in the CBC. That was kind of fun. And then a couple of our sponsors were able to provide us with a little bit of explanation of some of their keystone projects. So tonight's meeting is short. It's an hour-long meeting. So please enjoy the meeting, and please reach out to us at the Toronto AES. .org. So enjoy the night, and please put your comments on the list, and we'll see how it goes.
Hi folks, here is the control lab for the electronic music studio. We have an AWS 924, a bunch of Genelec speakers, some PMC main monitors. We're running a Mac Pro 16 core. And you can see if I turn around, that not only do we have a 7.1 surround system, but we have height speakers as well for a 7.1.4. This will get you dizzy. 7.1.4 Atmos system. You can see that the entire place is built around a central patch. So every line in the studio, in all the studios, basically comes back to here one way or another, and is accessible to every other room in the place through this. It's in cheerful gray, which I'm told is because researchers do not like a distracting environment. We do have some outboard gear here. And everything does come back to this patch bay for this room, including the Aviom system and all the possible microphone inputs. And you can see we have a Britcasty hardware reverb, as well as an Eventide Eclipse and a few other goodies here and there. The microphone's in a giant tool cabinet because it's got lots of drawers and so on and so forth, curtains pull back. This is the multipurpose lab, otherwise known as the studio. You can see it borders onto the control lab. That's where we just were. There's a grid system on the ceiling, which is very strong and quite extensive, from which you can hang any number of things, including speakers. So we use these Genelecs. We're using them as analog input at the moment, but there is network capability everywhere. So there's another workstation here with a big set of Genelecs to listen on, so somebody can use this for whatever purposes they like, small patch bay. We have multiple panels all around the studio. Let me find one that's a little better lit, although much less extensive. There are mic lines which end up in the central patch. There are tie lines, which are the female XLR connectors. There are lines through which are on TRS. And some of those will go through directly to the other rooms for sort of guitar amping stuff. And you'll see that there are several network connections. If you can see them, two are for the headphone system. One is the UNet, which is the University Network. There's a pull-down screen. Ventilation is all handled by two systems split into two with various priorities available. All right, here's our tech room. Air conditioning above. And keep tools and storage That's the network connection to the rest of the university over there. We do have a workstation over here, which is a solder station, sometimes synth station. Some storage, more storage back here. As you can see, there's another window here. That leads into production A, which is sometimes used as an isolation space. Here we have what is called production A. And there's another iMac Pro, 18 core, another set of Genelecs. It is wired, as you can see, for surround speakers. Nothing in here at the moment. We do have a Moog here, a new Moog. I forget what that's called, the 01 or something like that. I can't remember. And look, a DX7. What do you know? Lots of outboard gear in here, mostly because everything has mic preamps on it, and some processing gear on this side. These are the microphone inputs, mostly down here. And oh, look, somebody's put a PCM90 in there. We do have several other interfaces around Focusrite that we use for people who just want to hook up via USB. Otherwise, this is also Focusrite, but it's a Focusrite 16 red line, which also has Dante available. We do use Dante on the network connections. I'll show you back at the central patch. There's the main panel for that, which will go to mic lines to go to central patch, or can go directly through to the panel on the other side, so that you don't have to go around in circles. Acoustic sort of baffling put up here for the symmetry of the room. And there's also access to tech behind it. All right, let's go to production B. Otherwise known to most of you as a drum room. This is another ISO possible spot. That's the control lab over there. And also an iMac Pro. A bit less equipment, a bit more synths. Synths move around, the equipment moves around as necessary. Just a small Focusrite interface at the moment. So the red 16s can move in here, and a monitor controller. Bunch of gear that we own. We do have a bunch of guitar amps, little drum kit. Maybe the last sort of interesting thing has to do with how the speakers are connected. You can see up above there are connections for the multiple possible speakers. There are also Ethernet connections available. That's a separate network. We have a network for the speakers, a network for Dante, or network connections for Dante, and the UNet connection. So that's it for the Venerable. Say hi, everybody. And for the Venerable EMS at the U of T. See you later. Bye.
Meu nome é Gabriel Tomazzini.
Hello, I'm Gabriel Tomazzini. I'm the audio coordinator at Globo, and I've been working in the audio industry for 15 years.
Uma das coisas legais de trabalhar na Globo é que
One of the cool aspects about working at Globo means that every day is different and that you keep learning new things.
a gente pode estar fazendo.
For instance, I could be doing the Olympics one week and then work on one of the biggest rock events in the world, only to be assigned to National Soccer Championship coverage next.
Nacional de futebol.
Both we and our equipment need to be flexible.
Para prover a infraestrutura para esse tipo de operação. Começando em 2015.
Our first Atmos production was in 2015.
O Atmos ainda pra gente era uma novidade.
Given the novelty of this approach, we decided to stay on the safe side by placing the band members mainly across the left, right, and phantom center channels, with the audience spread over the upper channels.
E espalhando o crowd, o público em volta nas caixas de cima.
In 2017, we decided to go a step further. We spread the instruments in such a way as to maximize the spatial sensation that can be achieved with an immersive format. This year, in 2019, we decided to go all the way and to arrange the instruments in an even wider configuration. We tested how far we could go with the vocals, guitars, and keyboards to find out what works. The nice thing about this project is the freedom we enjoy.
O bom de uma ação como essa é ter a liberdade para que a gente teste isso
Anyway, 3D audio gives us more artistic license regarding instrument placement and conveying the atmosphere at the venue. This goes way beyond what we are able to do with the stereo or 5.1 format. I think that Lavo consoles are extremely convenient for immersive mixing.
De fornecer uma mixagem imersiva.
We're in close contact with Lavo's engineers, giving feedback and making suggestions based on our experience. But I have to say that the numerous possibilities to customize the desk are essential for immersive applications. Our challenge here is working with 5.1.4 as our broadcast format for Atmos. The object-based approach is still a bit complex because we're expected to prepare a mix here that may sound different from what people experience at home. In any case, we try to convey the energy of the event to create the illusion that the viewers at home are at the venue. Ideally, the experience should be similar to the live event. Following the decision to provide 5.1.4 signals in the Atmos format, we decided to test several possibilities, ranging from binaural sound to content creation in the ambisonic format for other platforms, such as virtual reality. We have also started a collaboration with the Fraunhofer Institute with a view to testing MPEG-H. One of the important features end users get with the new formats is the possibility to work with stems. This goes beyond the 5.1.4 immersive audio format. One thing we do is to provide the various instruments as separate stems, allowing users to concentrate on a guitar part, for example. It is also possible to process the drum part, for instance, with an app or directly on your TV set to experiment with the sound. End users could mix the audio at home or interact with it in ways that are barely imaginable today. Applications like these and more become possible thanks to the metadata of formats like MPEG-H or Dolby Atmos and the related stems or objects which users can manipulate. All this makes Lavo consoles cutting-edge solutions for the broadcast sector.
Thank you for attending our event. The Toronto AES unites engineers socially. Within our allied arts, we collate, collect, and disseminate scientific knowledge that furthers all fields of audio engineering. The AES aims to empower people of all ages through participation in a healthy, safe, open community presentation. Learn audio engineering through events, presentations, networking, and mentorship. For more information, go to torontoaes.org. There you'll find over 30 years of meetings, events, Masters of Audio, members showcases, and much more. Our sponsors are the Solotech, Gear Audio, Sonotechnique, Bell Media, YSL Pro, Electrosonics Canada, BRTB, Global USS, Adamson, Lawo, avshop.ca, and Q5X. Give the gift of membership. Go to aes.org/join to join today.
Hello, AES folks. This is Garth Richardson here. Just wanted to show you my new studio and to let you in on the whole RedNet scenario that I have. And this is it. It's a Focusrite. And I have set up the whole house to actually Dante so that I can basically run Dante wherever I want to be. For instance, I'm now outside going across the little courtyard to our guest house, but I can also actually record in here, and I have Dante, which is the top left plug there, the RedNet, so that I have this really high open end room here, so that if I want to do a percussion, I want to do acoustic guitars, I want to do gang vocals, so I can do all that. And then I also have it set up in my house, and this is my dog Cooper. And I'm going to continue on with this. I'm going to go out to my living room. Excuse the mess, because it's cleaning day, but I do have another Dante plug set up here, which is there, so that I'm able to go over and I can record the piano here. I can do acoustic guitars. And then if I go downstairs into my live room, I'm going to do this really fast here so that you guys can see what the hell's going on. But my live room here, which is really kind of cool. And I also have Dante down here. Plus, I do have the original mic panels, but this also has Dante coming in here, so that I can have up to actually 36 mic pre's plugging in here. But then, and I did this in my article about the Dante RedNet system from Focusrite. Since Billie Eilish did hit a record in her bathroom or actually bedroom, I can do mine inside my laundry room, and I have a whole mic panel Dante with mic lines, guitar lines, speaker lines, headphone lines. And I also built these really cool guitar coffins, which you can see that they're very basically Toronto Maple Leaf thing, and I just put foam in front, put cabs in here, and I'm just redoing this room now, so that this is the last thing that I have to get done. And you can see the Dante plugs there. So as you guys can tell, I can record anywhere on this wonderful property. I hope that helps you guys out a bit. Enjoy, be safe, and let's rock. See ya. Bye.
This is not the CBC News.
There's more to this song? Hold on. Is it a never-ending loop?
That's a good question. I guess it depends which one they use.
Oh, this is
The
verse
extended cut.
the verse 1.
The news. Yeah. So then you have another version that's just the do-do-do, and then 4 minutes of something, and then it goes do-do-do-do. So they often, I've seen that. So right now,
This is the coolest thing ever.
you gotta hear the low end though.
Oh man, look at it. I love the ricochet. Impact on. Yes. More impact, please. Oh. Man, this is. Well, that's the delay for the ricochet. So a single shot ricochet. That's amazing impact.
That's the distance.
That's a beautiful thing. Speed, fast. Man, that's amazing. Okay, I've snuck into the candy store for the Audio Engineering Society, and behind these new doors are the collection of CBC microphones. And if you look here, we've got some standards. What is this? Beta 58s. Look at this. Okay, 46s. These are all production microphones. A lot of Sony stuff. Some of the radio stuff is mixed in here. So this is Sanken, stereo Neumanns. Okay, hold on. Let's pick one to open up here. Oh my gosh. Okay, all right. And these are not rock and rolled. These are all like, classical, right? They're treated with respect. Look, so in here there's a stereo set and the microphone and all of its associated wires and everything. All right, let's see what else. I gotta put this aside. I'll put it away later. I promise. There's like the classic, just in case Obama visits, you got the 57 cover. You got all the accessories. Look at this. It's just so beautiful. It's like an archive. Well, under the B, you got the 4006. You got 714s. You got 4011s. What else you got here? 416s. All the widgets for the 416s. Oh my God, it keeps going. Okay, so here's B&K 4011s. It's the back side. All right, okay, let's go. Let's keep going. All right, slowly. Don't spill them. Don't spill. Okay, shh. Okay, up here. Got the Sonys. So some Studers, Seducers, 414s, of course, 450, 535s, classics. What do we got here? D12s, of course. Look at all the 451s. Nikes. Holy. So this is Tube. This is AKG, the Tube. Those are super duper. And then over here, Yamaha MZs, Coles, ribbons, realistic PZMs, crowns, 86s, 83s, 84s. Holy. 105s. It's like a store. Like I say, it's a candy store for producers, engineers. When they have a project, they're just like, okay, take what you want. A bunch of 47s. Oh, sorry, these are 87s. Let's take a look. So these are just on the shelf. So, Then some studios have their own archive. They have their own collections. What's here? 147, the Tube. Oh. Dun, dun, dun. I have to look it up. All right, there he is. There it is. Look at that. I don't know what version this is. Let's take a look. So this is old. This is, doesn't even say. The head. 422s? What's a 422? Sorry, I'll put that away. I promise, I'll put it away. Shh, not supposed to be here. That's not true. I got permission. All right, let's take a look. So, stereo. I think that's the stereo. And you can change the pattern on it. So, a lot of this stuff, like I say, not rock and rolled. Very, classical recording engineers. That was a lot of the stuff. A lot of the microphones out of the Glenn Gould. A lot of the radio studios. Geffels. What else they got? Okay, here. But wait, there's more. Look at this. And then all the widgets, you know, for like day-to-day productions, all kept down here. What have we got? So over here's piano kits. Some special, oh, jeez. Some chefs. Oh my gosh, what is this? I don't even know what this is, but I gotta open it, Tom. It's like miscellaneous. Oh, almost opened it. Oh, what is this? I don't even know. Look at that. It's a Studer. Some of this stuff is antique-y, like this. This is very antique-y. But you know, beautiful sounding probably. Probably just sounds amazing. And some mics that I've never seen before. Sometimes CBC would like get prototype mics. SM98 drum kit, rock mic kit, DPA rock mic kit. What's this? So it's all the little teeny tiny DPAs. You know, what's in a clip kit. All right, I gotta get out of here before they they think I'm insane. Every time I come down here, I give this tour, and they're like, "What is wrong with you, Anthony?" And I'm like, "I think everything is wrong with audio folks because when they see this stuff, they just love it, and everybody's a collector, and the CBC is no different. That's for sure." For more information on the Toronto Audio Engineering Society, go to torontoaes.org. There you will find notifications on our upcoming events, past events, Masters of Audio, and our member showcase. The Toronto AES is brought to you by Solotech, Gare Audio, Sonotechnique, Bell Media, YSL Pro, Electrosonics Canada, BRTB, Global USS, Adamson, Lawo, avshop.ca, Q5X, and the executive team of the Toronto Audio Engineering Society.
RTBF has undergone a fundamental transformation since 2018, based on a deliberate strategy that prioritizes new technologies. We felt that the technology was ready for this momentous step, and so we decided to use full IP cores, which will be the cornerstone of our corporation's technical upgrade.
We were looking for an agile platform. To us, the OB twins are no longer just powerful OB trucks. They're a platform for our current and future broadcast activities.
Our goal was to remain within a broadcast framework and to use the most universal uncompressed broadcast format on the market. The ST2110 suite of open standards seemed like an obvious choice.
They had this little sentence in there that they wanted 2110 that kept all possibilities open for these trucks to have a life after 8 years.
Both trucks are actually completely identical, but we gave them different ranges of IP addresses and multicast addresses. And that is necessary actually to hook them up in the future and to be able to interconnect both trucks in a bigger environment.
NEP proposed a Lavo solution. In a series of meetings and discussions, the answers to our needs, which were clear from the onset, were fine-tuned by NEP, Lavo, and Broadcast Solutions.
We tried to use the resources inside the truck as much as possible. The only vendor that could do everything was Lavo.
There is no baseband matrix available anymore, so it's really a full IP environment.
As far as we are concerned, this has been a revolutionary project. We realize, of course, that it will take us several months to fully master our new tools so as to leverage the system's full potential. We do know, however, that this new platform is far more powerful than the equipment we have worked with so far.
I think it is safe to say that our workflows have become a lot easier thanks to the VSM control layer, which we were all but unaware of.
In the truck we installed the VSM control system, Lauwels Virtual Studio Manager, which is controlling the complete infrastructure. It's therefore really the heart of the whole truck. The user interface which we created in the VSM software was custom designed. In the end, it's developed into a full integrated system. Now, of course, we have the pieces of hardware, like you can see here. We have the Lawo MC256 audio console. We have on the video part the V-Matrix platform, which is handling all of the audio and video signals in the truck.
As far as V-Matrix is concerned, and I cannot stress this enough, we're impressed by its versatility and the fact that we now have a solution that allows us to adapt the feature set to the job at hand. We can configure the resources we need for specific production types, only to use those same resources for completely different tasks in other scenarios. This boundless flexibility really appealed to us.
The whole truck is based on open standards. We use for the video SMPTE 2110-20. Clocking, of course, mandatory, is running on PTP 2110-10. And then for the audio part, that's quite unique. We use 2110-30. Being a 24-bit audio stream, and 2110-31 being a 32-bit audio stream. And we use all of that combined in the truck. All of the connectivity to the video switcher is also done on 2110, so it's fully IP. All of the streams going towards the Sony switcher are controlled with VSM using NMOS as a basic protocol. For the external connectivity towards the truck, we have a whole family of stage boxes. On one side, we have the video story, the video stage boxes based on the V-Matrix platform that gives a flexible connectivity of 20 SDI connections which can be used as inputs or outputs. In the same video stage box, we provided also the AMIC 8, which is one of our smallest audio stage boxes and just provides up to 8 mic inputs and 4 line outputs, and also providing you with some GPI connectivity. On the other side, we have the audio stage boxes based on the power core with 24 mic preamps, some line outputs, AES 3 in and outputs, some MADI connectivity with sample rate conversion, and also some local Dante connectivity. On top of that, we also provided a DALIS stage box with a dynamic range of going up to 128 dB. All of the multi-viewers which you see in the truck are based on the V-Matrix platform and are configured with a DMV. The physical size of the whole system, it fits in 12 rack units of equipment.
The twins are used at least once a week at the moment, sometimes even several times a week, which means, of course, that they are currently being put to good use.
The RTBF twins are very flexible because you can get anything in and anything out. If you want it to be on the internet, you take the streamer output. If you want it to be recorded, you record it. If you want it to satellite over SDI or over SMPTE 2110, it doesn't matter. It will always be able to deliver a signal.
This project is very important for us because it allows us to provide our internal partners with the right tools at the highest quality level. The new tool set will allow RTBF to navigate its technological revolution. In addition, this is the first time we've decided to lease the OB trucks rather than to purchase them. And yes, we are all very proud and also amazed at the end result, which goes beyond what we had imagined at the onset of the project.
The OB twins are the first building blocks of our Media Square project. The IP technology they use and RTBF's desire to transition towards future-proof technology will allow us to work on an abstract level that is independent from the formats we use.
We are only too aware that the future belongs to IP, that 5G technology will play an important part, and that the move towards the cloud is inevitable. These technological considerations will underpin our new building and the new skill sets that go with it.
Harris Institute specializes in music industry education. The campus is located in a century-old industrial building in downtown Toronto at the center of the Canadian music industry. It features recording studios designed by internationally acclaimed studio designer Martin Pilchner. They include control rooms for music recording, audio post, game audio, and electronic music. Control Room A features the Tech Award-winning solid-state logic AWS console. There are 5 classrooms, 4 computer labs, student and faculty lounges, an electronics lab, and a library. Harris Institute ranked best school of its kind for a 7th year in the Media Arts Education Report, and it is the only school outside the U.S. in Billboard's top 11 schools. The college's audio production program, arts management program, and music business professional are taught by active award-winning leaders. For detailed information on programs starting in March, July, and November, visit harrisinstitute.com.
Welcome to Yorkville Sound. The following is a video tour of our manufacturing and distribution center in Pickering, Ontario, Canada. Over 250 people work in this facility, located just east of Toronto. This is where we build Yorkville and VTC branded Pro audio electronic and loudspeaker product, as well as the iconic Trainer instrument amplifier line. You are now looking at one of the 4 computer-controlled routers in our 150,000 square foot Pickering, Ontario factory, used to cut all of the wood components used in our solid plywood cabinet construction. We maximize the use of all our raw material resources by designing all CNC programs to use as much of the raw sheets as possible. Here we move to the cabinet assembly area, where the pieces cut in the wood shop are assembled into the speaker cabinets. Precision jigs ensure alignment of all of the parts, and high tensile glue is applied to all joints. Brad nails are added for additional stability and to hold pieces in perfect alignment until the glue sets. Here, 2 parallel lines are in operation, maximizing workflow through this phase of production. Generally, we use 15mm Baltic birch plywood in most of our products, as it provides exceptional ruggedness and long-term reliability, although we will use poplar or ferdella for select products where a lighter weight, more resonant cabinet design is preferred. Great care is taken to sand and seal the cabinets, and any imperfections in the wood are filled and sanded before painting. A great deal of handwork and fine attention to detail is taken in the process. And here you see a number of completed cabinets getting ready for the next step in the process, painting and finishing. Automated overhead conveyors carry the assembled cabinets to one of 4 in-house paint booths, where they are either finished with a rugged ultra-thin painted finish or covered with a black rubberized epoxy coating needed to affix the ozite covering used on our Elite and YX series cabinets. We elect to do our painting by hand, with highly skilled technicians, as this allows careful attention to detail and a last opportunity to thoroughly inspect the cabinets before final production. In all cases, we use environmentally sensitive glues, paints, and adhesives. As you can see, our paint booths recover all overspray before it gets into the environment. Our technicians are fully protected in accord with all Canadian health and safety regulations, some of the most stringent and comprehensive in the world. And here you see the painted cabinets being moved via our overhead conveyor to their final destination, our finishing line, where ozite will be applied to select models and the rest of the speaker components will be installed. As part of our vertical integration process, all key metal components for our products are manufactured in-house as well. We are now looking at our metal shop, where our amplifier chassis, speaker grills, powered speaker amp bodies, and bracing materials are fabricated. A number of computer-controlled presses and punches are used in our state-of-the-art metal shop. Here you see a chassis for one of our newest bass heads taking shape. The flat metal sheet that was cut and punched on our computer-controlled press is now bent into shape by hand with precision and careful attention to detail. Here we are shaping flat sheets of our custom perforated speaker grill material to fit a PA speaker. Completed curved grills can be seen in the foreground. All of our metal components are powder-coated for added durability and rust-proofing. This is an entirely different process than is used for painting our wood cabinets and done in a separate, environmentally sensitive space in our facility. Several different powder coat colors, textures, and finishes are regularly used on various different product lines and brands manufactured in our Pickering factory. In addition to large pieces like chassis and grills, small precision components including badges and control panels can be fabricated quickly and efficiently in our metal shop. We also handle our chassis screening and color inkjet printing to install model numbers, branding logos, control panel screening, or in this case, create Yorkville badges in-house, maximizing efficiency and speeding our production time. Continuing our tour, we next move to the area of the factory that manufactures the essential electronic components of our product. Here you see our newly acquired SMT machine installing the small surface mount parts used in one of our higher-tech digital amplifiers. Our product design process also uses proven, rugged, and reliable through-hole parts, large ICs, film capacitors, and ceramic resistors that require auto-insertion technology. Here you see the larger through-hole parts and ICs being added to a circuit board in one of two of the auto-insertion machines in our printed circuit board assembly area. Larger and more complex pieces are added by hand by highly skilled technicians in our electronics assembly area. Here, pieces like LEDs, switches, inductors, and capacitors are added to the boards, and any point-to-point wiring is done. Larger parts like tube sockets, tubes, and connectors are installed and hand-soldered. And here you see finished circuit boards ready for their final process, wave solder. All boards are sent through our ROHS-compliant wave solder process to seal the boards, make all the electrical connections, and affix the parts to the board. This process takes seconds, and from here the boards are completed and ready for test and inspection before installation into the chassis and cabinets you've seen fabricated in our metal shop. Here you see the product starting to take shape. This is the wiring line, where all of the printed circuit boards completed in our electronics assembly area and the metal chassis you saw fabricated in our metal shop come together to become completed amplifiers, mixers, lighting systems, or to become electronic sub-assemblies for powered speakers and guitar and bass combo amplifiers. There is, of course, careful attention to detail at every point in the assembly process. And here are a number of finished amplifier sub-assemblies awaiting installation into powered speaker cabinets. The final step in the wiring process is a thorough test of every finished unit. Here, a complete component test is completed, and if necessary, small repairs or circuit board touch-ups are done. Every assembled electronic component is subjected to a full comprehensive testing process to ensure it meets the design specification. Finished products are burned in over a 24-hour period to ensure component compliance and are thoroughly computer tested to ensure they meet every essential design specification. Now we come to the part of the factory where it all comes together. You are now looking at the finishing and final assembly area. Here, 3 full parallel assembly lines do the final assembly of the PA speakers, subwoofers, guitar, and bass cabinets we build at our 150,000 square foot Pickering facility. Meticulous handwork like affixing the ozite covering to wood cabinets for our Elite and YX loudspeaker products is done here. At the same time, and on a separate parallel line, we see flyware, handles, rubber feet, and fixtures applied to what will be one of our Powerline series ABS cabinets. Internal bracing, crossovers, speaker components, handles, and grills are added in separate stations down the lines. Meticulous care is taken to ensure all steps are completed exactly to the design and production engineering specifications at every stage in the process. And detailed visual inspections are carried out throughout the process. And the last stage in production is a thorough QC inspection and listening test. A trained QC technician inspects each piece. Here it is subjected to an audio precision test where the speaker, in this case, goes through a full frequency sweep to ensure it acts exactly as the design specifies. Only then is the product issued a serial number and released for packaging. At the end of the production lines, and only after the product has cleared our rigorous QC process, it is boxed for shipping to our domestic, U.S., and international customers. Great care is, of course, taken to ensure the product is packaged for transport to ensure it gets safely to our end users wherever in the world they may be. And the final step, warehousing and shipping. Here our product moves through our climate and humidity controlled warehouse before being shipped. All Yorkville products are of course designed by our highly skilled engineering team, also located in our Pickering facility. The centerpiece is our acoustically treated speaker lab, used for all of our acoustic sampling, design engineering, and speaker testing. Smaller labs and workstations throughout ensure our design teams have the newest CAD, CAM, and bench test equipment required to design everything from tube amplifiers through mixers, power amplifiers, digital switching power supplies, D-amps, and even LED lighting. All this can be brought from inception to final product in-house. Thank you for taking the time to join us on our factory tour. For information, please go to our website at www.yorkville.com and be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
For more than 35 years, Adamson Systems Engineering has focused on innovation. We set ourselves apart by our insistence on building absolutely everything in-house, and building teams passionate about the technology that separates us from the pack. While others went overseas, we invested in North America. This vertical integration of design and production gives our engineering team the biggest playground in pro audio. Decades of building performance systems without compromise has cemented our position as an industry driver. We've mastered every level of loudspeaker design as we manufacture components from raw material. Today, Adamson is available in all corners of the world and is used with some of the biggest touring acts, including Drake, Imagine Dragons, The Who, and Martin Garrix. It is installed in some of the world's most revered performance spaces, such as Hillsong Church's main campus in Sydney, Australia, Maison de Radio in Paris, France, Elvis Presley's Graceland in Memphis, Tennessee, Paradiso in Amsterdam, or the Sony Center for Performing Arts in Toronto. The IS Series, S Series, and CS Series give production and integration companies every tool to build remarkable systems for their clients.
For more information on the Toronto Audio Engineering Society, go to torontoaes.org. There you will find notifications on our upcoming events, past events, Masters of Audio, and our member showcase. The Toronto AES is brought to you by Solotech, Gear Audio, Sonotechnique, Bell Media, YSL Pro, Electrosonics Canada, BRTB, Global USS, Adamson, Lawo, avshop.ca, Q5X, and the executive team of the Toronto Audio Engineering Society.
During this pandemic, we all but invented a new system. What we play here is picked up by microphones and transmitted to the hall. And we hear the singers who perform at the Opera House. We even see them. Yes, the orchestra pit's empty because they can't be there due to physical distancing regulations.
We have a rehearsal venue for the orchestra, which is about 1 kilometer from the Opera House, where we are. That's where the orchestra plays during rehearsals and performances. We installed about 60 microphones and a video camera there. All audio signals are received separately, thanks to a Ravenna stream over a fiber optic link. We distribute those signals all across the hall. We don't work with a simple stereo mix.
We placed 10 loudspeakers in the orchestra pit. Thanks to special SSW software based on sound objects, we can distribute our signals in such a way that they're reproduced by the desired speakers. We can even emulate a choir entering the stage simply by moving the relevant objects.
Over 90% of our audience were simply stunned. Some of them even told us that when they closed their eyes, they could have sworn that the orchestra was playing in the pit.
This project was inspired by the lockdown situation. Our mission was to find a way of making opera performances possible regardless.
In times of necessity like we had, I think this is a very good way to be able to continue to produce and to perform opera. I had to adapt. It was not the real thing like in the orchestra pit of the Opera House, but I could manage. What I can say is that it worked very well. We didn't have any time gap between the sound and the coming back of the sound from the singers. So it was a very, very good situation from my point of view.
The response of the singers and all others involved has changed quite a bit. At first, most of them wouldn't believe that our approach could work. They were especially wary of signal delays. We managed to show them, though, that our system is virtually latency-free.
The overall audio latency is a mere 4 to 5 milliseconds between any microphone and any of the 80 speakers.
The audio monitors in this rehearsal venue are crucial because we need to hear the singers while we play. I believe our approach is quite remarkable. We obviously use cameras, microphones, and devices for signal transfer. But with our solution, the soloists still perform on stage, singing live to the audience. Only the orchestra and choir are added using sophisticated sound reinforcement. This is quite rare, and we're happy with the result.
Our challenge was to transmit audio, video, and intercom signals from A to B and vice versa, with near zero delay.
Synchronization plays an important part, especially for the conductor camera signals. We use a central master clock that controls all devices to keep latency in check. The entire signal chain from the cameras, the router, and of course the V Remote 4, all the way to compliant display screens are synchronized. Obviously, you also need a fast, or rather high bandwidth dark fiber link.
What we do here is quite unique. As a repertory house, we change sets twice a day. This means that each microphone is moved at least twice every day. Even the speakers in the pit are frequently repositioned.
I don't think we would have been able to stage full-blown opera performances without our system, and I'm proud of what we achieved.
I'm in a publicly open area here called the CBC Atrium. There's like a whole bunch of monitors and stuff, and there's a bunch of microphones and some speakers and interconnections to the rest of the building. And one of those interconnections, most of those interconnections are called wall boxes. And every TV station has this kind of like concept of what they call a hydrant. And it's always like Ethernet, you know, trunk, some kind of trunk someplace. Trunk to wall box 1, optical con, 2 SNL, rack 2 spare. I don't know where this stuff goes, it doesn't really matter. But, you know, there's some kind of fiber trunks. These are called SMPTE hybrid fiber. There's always some kind of power. And hey, look, there's a drawing here in the atrium. So when you look around at places like, I love television stations, grew up here as, you know, grew up in stations as a kid, and this is the kind of stuff I just fell in love with. It's just how to get like from one room to the next. And a lot of this stuff is like fiber trunks, fiber connections, video, audio to and from. That's really how you make television happen. It's like, you know, a couple of production, you know, coax, a couple of video lines, a couple of audio lines, a couple of general purpose fibers. And then as things, you know, generations, you know, fiber to atrium, CR hub, you know, to other different rooms, you know, the needs, they grow. And that's how wall boxes work, you know. For me, it's a matter of just like, how do you make a room like this do things? You have to be able to plug in and
plug out of stuff, and it always comes down to these like R2D2 units, you know. You go up and you see them all the time, but you never pay too much attention to them. But they're really one of the most important things in television.
Good sound for me is that people understand everything, and the balance between music and vocals are very important. But you must create a feeling, that's for me very important. My name is Philip Persman, and we do mostly events, but also theater and musicals. The Spamalot wine opening night was very good. A little bit tricky because you don't check it with public. It is always difference with public or without public. I like it most on the job is the communication with the actors on stage. For me, is it important that they have good sound for playing the show. I use for this production the Laue MC256, also a compact I/O rack, and then had a Nova 73 compact rack with 5 DSP cards, 1 Ravenna card, 2 MIDI cards and 1 AES cards. All the RF equipment is via AES signal, so it's very quick and good because it's digital, so there's no I/O conversion needed. In this production we used also wave plugins. The controlling is also with the snapshots, so everything is done in the snapshots, and the controlling of the waves is now on the laptop, but it can also on the desk. For me, is the Laue very good for musicals because you can extension the faders. So in the rehearsal time, I use the extra fader bay on stage for the monitoring mix. So it's very good to react very fast. Also intercom lines to announcements, everything is via the Laue. So I can choose what signal goes to the monitoring. Dialogue, I use the Automix because it reduces the background noise of the lights and everything. My favorite feature is that we can split the bass in 2 parts. It's very good for in startups in musicals because an older engineer can do his thing and I do my thing here, and this controlling is totally isolated with this disc, so that's very good. For me, the layout is very good in the Laue because you have here the master section and everything is very good to find what you need, and that's for me very important. In rehearsal, you have no time to do it slowly. You must create very fast in musicals.
Slap maar door.
Ik kan hier even wat soundchecken.
Slap maar door, ik hoor slap. Te simpel is het niet. Het is het Finse visslapperslied.
I use timecode with this production, but also I send the timecode to the lighting desk, so I can controlling here the timecode. Setup of this desk is for me very good because this is a table pure for controlling, but the processing is a rack on stage, and the I/O comes in the I/O rack on stage, and the cable in between is a fiber optic cable, so it's very stable and very good. Labo for me is stability, the sound quality and ergonomy of the table. This is for me a complete package. This is the full controlling of audio.
Thank you for attending our event. The Toronto AES unites engineers socially. Within our allied arts, we collate, collect, and disseminate scientific knowledge that furthers all fields of audio engineering. The AES aims to empower people of all ages through participation in a healthy, safe, open community presentation. Learn audio engineering through events, presentations, networking, and mentorship. For more information, go to torontoaes.org. There you'll find over 30 years of meetings, events, Masters of Audio, members showcases, and much more. Our sponsors are the Solotech, Gear Audio, Sonotechnique, Bell Media, YSL Pro, Electrosonics Canada, BRTB, Global USS, Adamson, Lawo, avshop.ca, and Q5X. Give the gift of membership. Go to aes.org/join to join today.